Dun, 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 dun.
Good evening and welcome to another demon-possessed version of
Hobbit's toilet.
Fortean words.
If you meant to do that, that would have been better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably, yeah. No, that could be like your inner voice, you know. That could be like.
I'm evil.
I'm a spooky ghost. Well, anyway, perfect production as usual.
Absolutely.
Hobbit's game muted. Here we are. We're going to talk about Kenneth Copeland. Does anyone know who Kenneth Copeland is?
Is he possessed as well?
Yeah, was he in the police?
Are you having a cope that you don't know who Kenneth Copeland is?
Do you know who Kenneth Copeland is, Hobbit?
No, I'm coping.
We're all coping, are we?
Yeah.
Ian says The Exorcist is good, but I prefer the porno version called The Sexorcist, where 3 well-hung priests spit roast, then tag team the possessed girl in order to get rid of the demons.
Is the demons their full blue balls?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. That is that's Could you just imagine a movie night with Ian and Dom?
Yeah. Flesh Gordon would be one of them, wouldn't it?
Why don't you just cut out the middle, man?
Why is it all just like porn parody films? Why can't you watch serious? Oh, hang on, I don't like watching serious films.
Oh, there's a big YouTube video of Kenneth Copeland being quote unquote possessed.
Oh, I tell a lie. I did see a serious movie the other day, Dinner with Andre, and I thought it was quite good. He makes some salient points in it.
Yeah.
Well, to sum it up, he has a midlife crisis and goes, surely there's more to life than this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I haven't seen my
Surely
Dinner with Andre.
So every film ever made, basically, the fucking.
Then I would recommend you watch my Dinner with Andre.
Yeah.
Your Dinner with Andre. What did you have for dinner with Andre?
I think it was Canard de Service, which I never. It's very fancy. It's like the waiter comes out twice to serve you duck.
Twice? Why twice?
Well, they serve you duck and they carve it up, and then when you're done eating that, they come out again and they serve you duck in a different way.
That's a good idea.
Like, there's this type of French cuisine. They really are very interested in cooking duck in various ways. Like, there's something called a duck press. Like, if you like some duck gravy with your duck, they'll put this duck into effectively a shiny steel or silver press, and
squeeze the juices out of it.
Yeah, and they just turn it until the duck carcass.
Have they got
crushed.
duck confused with lemon?
You know, it's funny because duck à l'orange is I think is quite nice.
It's like, do they just like put it on the thing and just like twizzle it, cut the duck in half and twizzle it around on the thing and get the blood out of it?
Do you think they get one of those lemon squeezers and like stick the duck's arse on it and like, spin it around, fucking
like the garlic press, but a giant one.
Yeah,
a big garlic squidges through.
Speaking of which, I've got a garlic press now, and I made an especially stinky chicken stew with lots of garlic, and it's quite good.
Nice.
That's what I'm eating today. But here's the thing, because I know, like, we get all the Skeptic Society coming in saying, "Oh, talking about another make-believe thing." There's no such thing as demons. And I was like, well, if my host would be so kind as to do it, look up that, Drag Queen Story Hour tranny. You know the one I'm on about? The one with the demon horns that looks like a demon. Because it is a demon.
It's been well. We said they're open to possession, aren't they? This is what you were going to say. This is what you were going to talk about, wasn't it, Hobbit?
Well, just like a couple of we could do before you get an index, you get a table of contents, and the things I wanted to mention today were demon possession, exorcism, how do demons get into people, and why you shouldn't do crack cocaine, because then you'll get demon possessed. And then it's no longer just you living in your body, it's whoever else comes in when you're vulnerable. And if you are going to do crack cocaine, you probably shouldn't do it when you're feeling vulnerable and upset, because that's when the demons come in. Also, don't do meth. Meth will do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about, if we can squeeze in, people that can see auras, and how those with a broken crown chakra, often the crown chakra is broken because of abuse, be it sexual abuse or abuse from drugs, and that's how they become vulnerable to possession.
Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad.
Oh, and also, I'm going to tell people an anecdote about an exorcism which I was told about. Yeah, drugs are bad, but if you do drugs, be in the right mind to do them, because if you're not in the right mind to do them, they will fuck you up, and that is bad.
Yeah.
And then possession.
How do you turn on streaming mode?
Streaming mode?
Discord. Yeah, there's streaming mode on Discord, which just mutes everything.
Oh.
Normally it comes on automatically, but it's just being gay.
Do you want that?
Streamer mode. There we go. Enable streamer mode. Found it. That's better. Did you not know there was a streamer mode, Hobbit?
Yeah. But I didn't know what it was for, so I don't use it.
Oh, it just mutes everything. Like when people come in and out and all stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Stops all the beepy boops that you don't like.
Ah. Yeah, that's a useful feature. So yeah, demons. Why do they possess people? Well, you know how I had that. Well, I want to say it's a theory. It's probably a bit more than a theory. That demons are creating AI and they inhabit electronics. It's like, I don't think they can quite live in this world. They're probably... I don't believe in extraterrestrials and space and stuff, but I do believe there are other dimensions, which might as well be another planet, for how difficult it is to get there. But there are ways of breaching that realm.
CERN. Sorry,
But
I had to cough.
even before CERN...
CERN, the demon. Is CERN the demon magnet?
Yeah, actually, I do know someone who works at CERN. Believe me, like, this is hilarious. I actually know someone who works at CERN. Like, I play World of Warcraft with him. He works at CERN, and I have asked him if it's a portal to a demon thing. And he says no. So
well, they of
it might
course
have
he'd
been
say
debunked.
that.
Of course, yeah. I mean,
I knew someone. He's dead now. Who worked with Sir Tim Berners-Lee on the World Wide Web in Bern at the time. So, but you meet all sorts of people in Oxford, by the way. And he was a hardcore atheist. So it's been known about for a long time, even before. By the way, occasionally I'm champing around like mouthfuls of stew. The ancients, or the Celts, they knew that Halloween was a significant day because that's when there's I don't know.
Do you want to know what Wikipedia says about possession?
Well, in a bit.
Spirit possession is an unusual or altered state of consciousness and associated behaviours purportedly caused by the control of a human body by spirits, ghosts, demons, or gods.
Well, you know when we were doing that Aren't Plants Amazing, Aren't Mushrooms Amazing episode, and I did say in that there was this like asking the Indians in South America, how do you know to mix these two things together to make ayahuasca? The plants told us. Is that not a form of possession? Like, if I smoke some tobacco and I start feeling dizzy, am I not being possessed by the spirit of the tobacco?
I don't know. Isn't it more like when you sneeze? Because you know when someone sneezes and you say "bless you," you say "bless you" because it was believed that your soul briefly left your body when you sneezed. So could it be that while you're out to lunch, high as a kite, that your body is kind of unguarded?
Well, you know, it's not all just speculation in these episodes. Dramatic pause for a nice beverage.
For a burp.
Yeah. Yes. Well, a big gulp of cider. So I'm going to be possessed by the spirit.
There's a reference. There's a reference to possession in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Do we want to do this one?
Oh, go on then.
Oh God, you say your bit. You say your bit. We'll tease that bit.
So it's not just speculation. This show, like some of us on the panel have done drugs in the past and have learnt from those experiences and moved on. And one of the things they have learnt from these drugs is that yes, you can be shot out of your body when you're doing this stuff.
It's getting heavily druggy lately, this program. I have noticed that.
Well, I don't know. Just
because I haven't been here. That's what it is.
That's what I feel like talking about at the moment. We can talk about other stuff. I mean, I thought my best episode.
Fortean, Ian says that he says one of the funniest days of my life was when my brother sneezed and shit himself.
Oh.
Sneezing's bad and gay.
That was him excising the demon.
That was your brother who shit himself when sneezing. Okay, Ian. Well, it's all right. We've all done things which, like, I coughed and farted at the same time.
That's what happens when you play with the Ouija board, isn't it? Fucking, like Ian.
But
and sneezing at the same time.
I wouldn't play with a Ouija board because
tell him, Hobbit, don't play with Ouija boards.
Yeah.
I won't do heroin.
Please.
I won't do Ouija.
It happened about 40 years ago, but it still makes me laugh, says Ian.
Wow, you shit yourself 40 years ago. I mean, we've all done it, Ian. It's okay. You can just admit, look, I once had a bit too much to drink.
Somebody who's totally not me laughed and shit myself. Is that what Ian's really saying?
Yeah, look, we've all been there, Ian. It's okay to admit. Look, I'll come out and say, the first on the panel to admit, I have shit myself, and I wasn't proud of it. I don't think anybody's been proud of shitting themselves.
Was it one of those? Do you think you were gonna fart and it kind of came out?
Yeah. I thought it was a fart. It wasn't.
Oh, that didn't go quite as planned.
Yeah, and well, just moving on. The demon possession, right?
That's funny. That kind of stuff is funny. However, shitting yourself while you're puking is not funny.
Oh God! Right, I had norovirus once, and I was in the quandary of do I sit in the top. I eventually just settled on like
bathtub.
Well, you know what? That would actually been really sensible.
Oh God, what did you do, Hobbit? What did you try and do?
I was really tired at the time, and I was like, I just want to go to sleep. So I'm there with my face laying in the toilet, thinking maybe I'll go to sleep in the toilet. Waking up, and fortunately, it's not at that point of poo. It's just like liquid water coming out of my rear.
Rusty radiator.
No, not even that. Like it completely cleaned out both ends.
Oh.
and then
you had a colon you could see your face in. Is that what you're saying, Hobbit?
And then I'm chucking into the toilet at the same time, and I'm like, all right, I'll just mop it up, bleach. It doesn't matter though because
everyone else had a really great millennium. My millennium was spewing so hard into the toilet that the puke comes straight back out.
Well, here's another thing, right? If you ever
flashback.
Worse, I don't know. It's some fucking high pressure shit. I don't even know how it came out that quick, but it just like fucking Just like splashed, like you say, splashed back when it fucking hit the pan.
So here's a top tip. If ever you're suffering norovirus, right, and you've just chucked and your throat's all raw from the acids, right, you're probably tempted to like have a glass of water just to, wash it back down. Yeah, don't do that. Like, put the water in your mouth and sweat it around and spit. But if you swallow that water, it's coming back up in about 10 minutes. You're guaranteed.
What about if you had a glass of water with don't bicarb stop all that stuff?
It doesn't. You put something into your stomach, it's coming back up.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you got norovirus, then just bear that in mind. So demon possession, right? Yeah, if you do drugs, you can be shot out of your body.
Emailed another blast from. I had an email from Zero. All of you Zero fans.
Oh, I thought we weren't announcing.
He hasn't replied. He hasn't replied to me yet, but he sent me an email. So I emailed him back. I haven't had a reply yet. Also thought I'd email Clown X, just to see what he's up to.
Oh, you know what? He actually sends me messages now and then on Discord, and I should have responded to him. Why don't I just respond to him right now?
Because you're doing a show. I bet that's why you don't respond to him right now.
I am doing a show right now. How's about you pop in sometime? Say hi? ? So yeah, people can be possessed by demons. Demons are real. Thank you for coming to my talk. You may now go in peace.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about exorcism, and I haven't mentioned the exorcism story. So I met this.
I can't believe Ian hasn't mentioned Repossessed, which was the Naked Gun type version of The Exorcist.
Oh, okay.
Get Godwinson on. I would get Godwinson on if I had any way of contacting him,
or if anybody has any way of contacting him.
Yeah.
Godwinson, if you're out there, yeah, we'll speak to you again.
I'd love to have Godwinson on this show. Imagine Godwinson on Fortean. I think he's a bit deep down. He's a bit of a capstan, isn't
he? He sounds like it.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Capstone was on and being super serious with him? And
email Brutus. He's on mail. Nobody release Brutus's email so everyone can email him. Nobody do that.
I've got his phone number if you want, but
nobody put Brutus's phone number out there.
And the reason because I forgot about it. The reason I know that I've got his phone number is because I get messages occasionally that say Brutus is on Signal, and it's like, oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
Signal.
Yeah, it was Signal.
Why does he pick these really shitty fucking things that nobody goes on? Is that because of the stuff he's done in the past?
I uninstalled WhatsApp and installed Signal. They're the same. It's the same thing.
What's your favourite part of the Brutus plan?
Send all your data to Facebook.
Well, it's not for me to say what my favourite part of the Brutus plan, because the Brutus plan is ultimately a selfish plan, isn't it, Hobbit?
Yeah, it is. So, demon possession exorcism. One day, many years ago, friend and I, we went to this Friends of David Icke group. Oh, don't laugh.
Friends of David Icke?
David Icke? Not even a David Icke group, it was the Friends of David Icke.
Whatever.
It
was like a discussion group, people were open to a bit of woo-woo. And I met some...
Apparently Unwashed is currently courting David Icke, isn't he?
I don't know anything about that. I met a woman there who was a Rosicrucian, and I took an instant dislike to her. And I met this Brazilian chap, Morgan. He's sorry, I maybe shouldn't mention his name, but anyway, this guy, we'll call him Pablo, and he was a Buddhist. He'd gone for it all, really. Tried paganism, Buddhism, sort of settled in that, and he got a girlfriend, and she'd been used as a child sex slave by various politicians in the UK. What? And as a consequence of it, she had multiple personality disorder, but really what she was demon possessed. And occasionally the demons would cause her to self-harm. But is it really self-harm if something's controlling you and it's not you yourself? But anyway, she was in a bad state, and he was trying all these various sort of things like meditation, DMT, and thinking like psychedelics would help heal her. None of it worked. And then one day, in complete exasperation, and he wasn't a believer, he just says, "In the name of Jesus Christ, I command you to leave this body." And that's all he said. And then it worked. It was like a shadow was lifted from her, and the voices went away. And he said that was his conversion moment, because he wasn't a believer. He saw the power of mentioning the name Jesus Christ and how it exorcised these demons from her. And he decided to go, right, I'm now convinced, I see the light. What's the most strict form of Christianity I can find? Oh, Seventh-day Adventism. That sounds pretty hardcore. Yeah, I'll become a Seventh-day Adventist. So, we had a lot of theological discussions where I call for moderation, and he's like, "You're not hardcore enough." And I said, "Look, but yeah, it doesn't matter really. The fact is, I wish him well, and I support all he does, but we just sort of lost touch, and but the fact it always struck with me, that thing. Even then, I was a believer, but it sort of reaffirmed my faith. Like what he said was just like, yeah, it's true, and that's why it is the truth. I mean, Jesus said,
Did you ever meet his girlfriend?
"What?
Did you ever meet his girlfriend?
No,
Oh, so
no."
how did you know he wasn't bullshit?
Well, yeah, it could have been lies. Like everybody I've spoken to could have lied to me about everything.
From what I know
Well,
about demon possession, they don't just give up at the at Jesus Christ. They need to
how
go.
do you know? How many demons have you exorcised?
Well, plenty,
Yeah,
obviously.
but like
No,
as
but still,
we've
it seems really
established,
weak.
everybody lies, and so
Mm.
I've lied about this as well, and it's all bullshit. So I'm filibustering here, and I filled up another 5 minutes of the show talking about a thing which didn't happen at all. But the fact is, it seems to be that if you use the name Jesus Christ and you're sincere about it, the demons do not have a good time with that, and there will
No,
be
I'm not
people
saying they
that
don't. I'm just saying they don't seem to give up that easy.
I don't know.
I don't.
Look. All
I-
I'm telling you is the story which I heard, and I can't say whether it's true or not. I like to think it's true, because I personally believe in the salvation of Jesus Christ. I mean, I was saved by Jesus. So if there's somebody that's demon possessed out there, and if you haven't tried it, just go see a priest. You probably have to go and see a Catholic priest, because there's not many Protestants that do it, and just say, well, look, I've got this problem. Do your assessments, because I know you do all the assessments to make sure we're not just bullshitting you or some other problem. And then once you've determined like this is a genuine case of possession, say in the name of Jesus Christ, I cast you out. And then the priest could say, well, we also do these other things. We use holy water, and we read passages from the Bible. It's like, yeah, but you mentioned Jesus Christ, right? Well, of course we mention Jesus Christ, because he's the one who's got power to cast demons out of your body. And if you come to him, you will be saved. So it was enough for him to convince him, I'm going to become a Seventh-day Adventist. And I knew him for many years, and I spoke online with his girlfriend, who then became his wife. And I personally don't doubt them, but as we all know, I am a big Dumby fuck and an idiot, and I believe in everything.
No. I'm not saying he's fucking gullible, but it's again in these cases like from everything I've read, it depends on the, shall we say, if you want to go into the rank of the the demon kind of in their power level, shall we say? It's like over 9,000 kind of thing.
Well, here's the thing.
They just don't give up so easy. That's why the mere mention of Jesus. Sometimes it
Yeah,
has to be a
well,
persistent, long,
this is the thing. I mean,
drawn out thing.
I this morning watched an Alex Jones thing to just see what's he on about at the moment, and he was talking about, look, they're terraforming this world, and the reason they're terraforming this world is that demons can live in this realm. They can't do it. And I thought, yeah, that's right. They can't easily come
I
over.
agree with. That's what I agree.
And that's why we got things
They
like Halloween, where the realm between the worlds is fit. The veil, I should say, is thin. And
well, that's a misnomer. I think that's a misnomer. I think the actual realm is actually like between 2 and 3 is it in the morning. That's when it's thinnest. I don't think it's a set day.
I don't know. I haven't looked that deeply
into it. Have you not looked at that? You say that's the witching hour, isn't it?
Oh, right. Yeah, I've heard of the witching hour. I thought it was midnight.
2 and 3 is the veil is weakest, and that's when you find most of these kind of like poltergeisty activity stuff as well.
And here's the thing, right? Which I'm sort of in agreement with you. There is amongst these creatures a real desire to like infect and possess humans.
Yeah.
And I would go so far as to say that they are smarter than us. So never think you can get into a deal with one of these tricksters and that you'll get the better hand of them, because they've been around a lot longer than you have.
Yes.
Although our souls are immortal, we were born yesterday, figuratively speaking. So you won't be able to pull the wool over their eyes. You won't get the better part of the deal. You will get fucked on it.
And exactly, this is why you don't play with the Ouija board, because when stupid people think they're playing with dead people, ghosts. It's not a ghost. It's an entity of this.
Frankly, if there are like dead departed ones that you care for and they're still hanging around, I would be deeply disturbed by that. I'd be like, right.
There's no such thing as ghosts.
Well, this is the thing. I came to the conclusion that if the ghost is your loved ones or a human being, like, I mean, when I see a stranger in the street, I don't feel terror, but the only time I've come close to seeing a ghost, I felt absolute dread and terror. So I would just say that they're demons. The ghosts are demons, and they masquerade in human form.
That's what the Bible says, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Does it?
That's what the Bible says. Yeah, there's no such thing as ghosts.
Right. So the Bible confirms what I've got first-hand experience of.
Well, I did hear that off a Jehovah's Witness, so I don't know whether it's the Bible or whether it's their reading of the Bible.
You know what? I actually kind of like the Jehovah's Witnesses, even if I don't agree with them. I've had pleasant and polite conversations with them before. We tend to be in agreement on more things than in disagreement of.
Yeah.
I can even understand that not accepting blood transfusion things. I mean, personally, like if I'm in one of those situations where I've got to have some blood, and it's from like some stranger, then like, all right, at least I get to live. But the thing with
surely keeping someone alive is part of God's plan, isn't it?
Is it? Well, no. Then you would say that God's plan is for them to die.
Yeah, but focusing
it's like that old sermon
on demon possession.
It's like that old sermon that they use, isn't it? The one about the guy who's drowning, and a dolphin comes. Was it the?
Oh yeah,
dolphin,
and then when you get to St. Peter, he says, "Well, I sent out all those things for you. Why didn't you take them?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's also an old joke my granddad taught me.
Yeah. It's kind. I think.
But
like
but to the Jehovah's Witness, that would be like, oh, you're dying, you're going to see God. Basically, that's what they believe.
This is what I mean. Like, this is like, so isn't aren't medicines and treatment for stuff aren't they kind of on the same level?
I want to circle back to the demon possession and this exorcism thing, because I'm drunk at the moment and I'll lose my point, and I think it's quite a good point. So demons, they're smarter than us, they're tricky bastards. Yeah, we've established that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? Why would they want to possess us? What is it that they're so covetous in us? And it's the fact that we've got a body, we've got free will, we can live in this world, which is on the whole of it, it's beautiful. If you're not living in the city, which is a concrete jungle, it's quite beautiful. And demons want that. That's why they're willing to promise you the whole world. And for some people, they've actually granted the world. I mean, I'd say that
Is
the
there
Rothschild...
actually any like biblical reference for the fact that demons are jealous of us because we're God's favourite?
There probably is, and I'm sorry I can't quote chapter and verse. And I'm not that
there
autistic
is.
about the
I
Bible.
think there even is something in the book. I mean, well, again,
I can even say like the bit where Jesus does the first Lent, and then the devil takes him up to a high place where you can see all the cities of the world proving flat Earth. And you said, I can make you the king of any of these cities. And Jesus doesn't say you're a liar, that they're not your cities. He just says, get behind me, Satan. So the devil does rule this world. And there are people that have made pacts with the devil. They have become their minions. Funny enough, I was talking to Phil about this earlier today. And they've agreed to certain things. And the thing is, the demons aren't doing it because they like you. They're just like, well, you're in a position where you can give me what I want, so I'm going to give you all this power so that you can be the rulers of the world. You can be the World Economic Forum, to use the current parlance, because Bilderberg Group, Illuminati, that's old hat. It's all World Economic Forum, Davos these days.
It's all new names for the same old thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the new Illuminati. So, we'll keep the lingo current for the kids. And that's basically the point. The demons want us.
I thought George Soros was old hat now. I haven't heard him mentioned in a very long time.
Yeah, he must be getting, jealous not being the popular kid anymore.
Yeah.
And,
well, I mean, again, I know this is a little bit of a tangent, but, there is this kind of trend with all these rich, powerful people wanting to live for as long as possible. Now,
yeah, because they don't want to have to pay their debt.
What was Jeffrey Epstein funneling money into? What was his particular transhumanism?
Oh, yeah, that was it. He was funding genetic research and cloning because he wanted to clone himself.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I think Michael Jackson might have been doing something similar, because some people noticed that. Actually, this.
I think Michael Jackson was cloned. That's why he was breaking down. That's why his nose fell off.
This could segue into time travel stuff, but the stuff between, I think it's
time travel and Michael Jackson's nose falling off. Do tell. This is intriguing.
Right, this is going to segue into a time travel episode. I'll just briefly touch on it now and get back to demon possession, because I got the Wikipedia in front of me about it. Michael Jackson looks a lot like
Apu 14, who I have absolutely no idea who it is, honestly, says, ask Fraser if he departed to go to Flat Heaven.
Flat Heaven, yes.
Right. So, brief taste of a future episode. Michael Jackson looks like one of the former pharaohs, like remarkable amount. And I want to say it's Tutmosis, it might be Akhenaten. But if you look at Michael Jackson Pharaoh and see the two of them, funny enough, he's not
he had a
the
big
only...
flat nose.
He's not the only.
And a big afro.
He's not the only one that looks like it, because what's his name?
Are we talking before or after surgery?
After. Barack Obama looks.
Well, that's not a coincidence, then, is it?
Barack Obama looks like one of the pharaohs.
Barack Obama is one of them, isn't he?
And his children do as well.
Really wild conspiracy theories about Barack Obama being.
Obviously, no, I think that's the
Barack Obama's the Lord of Flies, isn't he, Hobbit? You've been on this one before.
Yeah, I have. But let me just see. Freeman, Barack. Let's see if it's been memory hold. Barack Obama, Akhenaten. And then we'll get back to demon possession, I promise, because I've got the. Is Obama the clone of Akhenaten? We cannot provide a description of this page right now.
Ask Snopes.
Actually, well, I
ask Snopes, because it will lay out in long detail the whole conspiracy theory, and then go, yeah, that's not true. That's what I love about Snopes. They were great on the Hillary Clinton research, weren't they?
I'm going to do this in the time travel episode. So can I make a new channel here?
All right. Okay. We'll get back to demon possession.
Yeah, I'll just put this in. I'll put the episode in general.
Well, you can talk about Barack Obama being the Lord of Flies, because he must be possessed, mustn't he?
Well, yeah, there was funny all those.
Oh, you Google the Pharaoh of Pop, Hobbit.
Oh, right, okay. But anyway, I have found a link, and it will be coming into a time travel episode. We'll talk about these motherfucking pharaohs being motherfucking cloned in my motherfucking century. Get these motherfucking Akhenatans off my motherfucking sarcophagus. Demon possession. What does Wikipedia have to say about the Catholic Church and exorcism? The Catholic Church authorizes the use of exorcism for those who are believed to be the victims of demonic possession. You've already read the bit about demonic possession, haven't you?
Yeah.
In Roman Catholicism, as opposed to Irish Catholicism, which was, we all know, the Irish were the first Catholics, not the Romans. Exorcism is sacramental, but not a sacrament, unlike baptism or confession. Unlike a sacrament, exorcism's
Oh, holy
integrity...
shit! It's even got the falling off nose and everything, isn't it?
Yep. Integrity and efficacy do not depend on the rigid use of an unchanging formula or an ordered sequence of prescribed actions. Its efficacy depends on two elements: authorization from valid and licit church authorities, and faith of the exorcist. The Catechism of the Catholic Church states, when the Church has publicly and affirmatively in the name of Jesus Christ that a person or object be protected against the power of the evil one and withdrawn from his dominion, it is called exorcism. Pizza. The Catholic Church revised the rite of exorcism in January 1999. For the traditional rite of exorcism, Latin is allowed as an option. Yeah, by the way, you should use Latin for it because demons really hate Latin for some reason.
The Pharaoh of Pop, by the way, I'll put this picture up on screen.
Yeah. The ritual assumes that possessed persons retain their free will, though the demon may hold control of their physical body, and involves prayers, blessings, and invocations with use of the document of exorcisms and certain
Apu14 says, who is Apu14? Who am I? I think that's going to be a 14 words episode on its own. The mystery of who is Apu14.
Solemn exorcisms, according to the canon law of the Church, can be exercised only by an ordained priest or higher prelate. I don't know what a higher prelate is. Who is a prelate? Is a high-ranking member of the clergy, is an ordinary, or ranks in the precedence with ordinaries. The word derives from Latin prelatus, the past participle of preferi, which means carry before, be set above or over.
Because it's quite specific who can and can't do exorcisms, isn't it? They don't just let anybody have a bang on it, do they?
Yeah, which I find very interesting with my mate Pablo and his saying, in the name of Jesus Christ, depart from her.
It could just be like a malevolent spirit rather than an actual demon, couldn't it?
Well,
if you're not taking Fraser's opinion,
like she said, she was abused as a child. She had these demons in her which causing her to self-harm, and then in the name of Jesus, they went away. So, invoking the name of Jesus is a powerful spell which counters a lot of hexes. Anyway.
Are we then claiming that like most, if not all, mental illness is demonic possession in some form?
No,
did anyone ever hear that guy that?
But do you remember the schizophrenia episode we did?
I was talking Hobbit.
I know.
Does anyone ever remember that guy James Dellenpole was talking to? The guy who actually spoke. What his therapy was? He was actually speaking. Was this on our schizophrenia episode? But
yes,
the guy actually talked. The guy actually talked to the demons, and they didn't like it because normally they just assumed to be nothing, aren't they?
Yeah, well,
Well, that was it. It was just to acknowledge, look, it's not just like some sort of chemical imbalance.
Wait, Dellenpole talked to the demon.
Yeah, Dellenpole. You know, when Dellenpole, like, it's around about the time
it was Dellenpole's guest.
Oh,
I think it was just before we had Ralph on. I think
it was James Dellenpole's guest.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a psychiatrist who decided, well, let's actually see what these demons are saying and find out that schizophrenics are demon possessed, and not to treat it as just a chemical balance, LOL, but actually a case of, maybe something's going on here. Maybe this is possession. And because schizophrenics do weird things, which like they do self-harm behaviors and like loads of hedonism. So I think it's worth it. But sorry to interrupt you. It's just, yes, we did cover that in the schizophrenia episode. It's a form of
Is
demon
it Dr.
possession.
Richard Gallagher? Because he seems to be the top result for it. I can't remember the guy's name. But
Yeah, I can't remember
Richard
either,
Gallagher is the top result you get when you Google it, Fraser.
Right, okay.
I'll stick it in here so you can have a look. It's in the Demon Possession channel. If you want to have a look.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on, Hobbit.
Big claims.
Oh, right. Well, I was going to read solemn exorcisms according to the canon of the church. Oh, yeah, we've done that bit about the priest. With the express permission of the local bishop, and only after careful medical examination to exclude the possibility of mental illness. Which is a bit difficult, really, because, like, if you're being possessed by something, wouldn't that cause you to become mentally ill?
Yeah.
The Catholic Encyclopedia 1908 enjoined superstition ought not to be confounded with religion, however much of their history may be interwoven, nor magic, however weight it may be, with legitimate religious right. Things listed in the Roman ritual as being indicators of possible demonic possession include speaking foreign ancient languages, of which the possessed has no prior knowledge, supernatural abilities and strength, knowledge of hidden or remote things, which the
This is
possessed has no way of
interesting, Hobbit.
knowing.
Did you know the Vatican does not track global or countrywide exorcism? I think they do because only specific people can do exorcism. I think don't they have to ask permission of the Catholic Church anyway?
Well, look, if there's if you're having to ask permission from the bishop, like can I do an exorcism here?
Yeah.
Because I've done all the other tests. I've confirmed it's a genuine case of demonic possession. Can I do the exorcism? And the bishop goes, yeah, you have my blessing. Go with Christ. I'm pretty sure when the bishop talks to their cardinals, it'll be a case of, so anything interesting happened this year? Yeah, there's a demon possession, and here's the details of it. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be just like, well, I had some nice cream tea over at Mrs. Donohue's house. And oh yeah, there was a possession. No, of course they do it. They probably just say it's not available for public record. Like the Vatican's not like a publicly traded company that's got to make all the minutes of their meetings publicly available. They do what they want.
Speaking of demons, did you know Kevin Spacey faces sex assault charges in the UK? Actor 62 is accused of attacking 3 men in London and Gloucestershire between 2005 and 2013.
The weird thing about that is I'm pretty sure he's tied into the Clintons because there's a load of people who've mysteriously committed suicide in suspicious circumstances who have had something to do with Kevin Spacey.
Oh, who's the other actor that happened with as well? There's another one, isn't
there? The gay stuff they brushed straight under the carpet. Because you've got what's his name, the X-Men director. What's it, Bryan Singer?
Oh, that's it. Yeah, Bryan Singer. Yeah.
Well, in the regards of actors and demon possession, what about David Bowie with his swimming pool? You remember the fuck swimming pool?
Mm.
I mean, David Bowie. Yeah, if anyone was possessed, he was fucking possessed.
The weird thing, when they said he died, and then on the BBC they had someone, like, I've never seen this guy before, and I don't know anybody else that's seen... Well, I say nobody's seen this guy before. He was some sort of record producer talking about how great David Bowie was. It just looked like David Bowie in a wig. I don't think David Bowie's dead. I think he's retired, and that's the retirement. Like, David Bowie's dead now. And yeah, just like that manager who I've never seen before. Like, oh yeah, because I keep track of all record producers around the world, and I've never seen this guy. But yeah, David Bowie apparently there was some sort of mishap with a Ouija board or something, summoned a demon by accident, like people usually do.
So it changed his eye colour.
And oh yeah, contacts. And
no, he had a bang on the head. He's got his eyes are 2 different colours. You can get it from having a bang on the head.
Right. And yeah, just like there was a demon in the swimming pool.
Ian, wasn't Bowie's stomach pumped and they found 2 pints of spunk?
Oh,
I've heard that story before. I don't know why.
Is that like a
literal 2 pints.
It doesn't sit. It doesn't like. I don't. What is the capacity of a human stomach? Because I can consume 2
Obviously,
pints.
2 pints of sperm.
Well, 2 pints of water or beer.
2 pints?
but-
I don't think 2 pints is a lot, because when you can have like 6, 7 pints on a session, can't you?
Oh yeah, but you're peeing it out, aren't you?
Oh, Snopes. Urban legend describes a rock star who claps in a party and has a pint of semen pumped from his stomach.
Dumped for his pummock.
There's been rumours about Elton John.
Wow, that's fucking bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why all these like rock stars and that like found with fucking sperm in there?
Snopes says it's false, so it's obviously true.
I
I'll
wonder if
bet
there's more then.
Rod Stewart's been.
Maybe it's some kind of like ritual thing. Like I don't know. Maybe the sperm
At
is a
last,
conduit for the
Gorka's.
semen?
There's a Gorka. At last, Rod Stewart breaks his silence on getting his semen-filled stomach pumped. What?
What?
Oh,
Dude,
right. So
maybe
this
maybe
counts
there's
as being
something to
decision.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's something to this. Maybe they need that for like a conduit kind of thing to survive longer. I don't know. Because yeah, if you're in a body, right, that's going to take some kind of spiritual energy or something to maintain, right? You hold your grip. So what if they're willingly like doing it to like
apparently
sustain the...
people who
Yeah,
have been
because succubi,
people who have been
they wanna
attached to
live
this
on-
rumour are Elton John, David Bowie, Mark Almond, Mick Jagger, Andy Warhol, Jeff Beck, John Bon Jovi,
Bon Jovi. Oh God,
lead
really?
singer of New Kids on the Block, the Bay City Rollers, Alanis Morissette, Lil Kim, Foxy Brown, Britney Spears, and Fiona Apple, but no Bjork. It says
Because
at the end of that article.
succubi are they want cum, don't they?
Yeah.
They're pretty insistent, like they have a lot of it. But
Maybe
I
they're
always thought
succubi then.
I always thought that was like, a sort of physical thing to explain, like they're stealing your life force.
Maybe they need it. Because
What? Does anybody want a quick aside? The 7 most gruesome rock and roll legends.
Yeah, go on. You're on the roll now.
Stevie Nicks rides the white horse. The legend: Stevie Nicks, easily the most bangable member of Fleetwood Mac, was at one time so tolerant to the effects of cocaine use that in order to achieve a healthy atomic grade high, she had to have it blown up her rectum.
Funny enough, that reminds you of a scene in Terra Firma where like this guy is like getting off with a chick and saying, "Oh, I want to get stoned off my ass," and then later on, because it's a horror film, what would be called Terra Firma.
The next one is obviously the Kiss comic books, where their blood is actually in the
He
ink.
gets a load of cocaine shoved up his ass. That's why he's got stoned off his ass.
Yeah. The legend: Mick the Rooster Jagger was caught during a drug bust eating a Mars bar from between the legs of Marianne Faithfull, as well as nude in bed with effeminate rocker David Bowie, and he was caught by Bowie's wife, no less.
Yep, sounds about right.
By the way, I'm just going to put this out here. At MI5, I am looking up sperm and the occult. Please don't hold this against me.
In a happy twist of fate for lovers of bizarre celebrity behaviour, the Mars bar bit is a definite no, but the Bowie banging may actually have some truth in it.
Yeah, because I heard like the Mars bar thing before, but it was like a local that was running a shop, and apparently what he would do with his missus is shove a Mars bar up a fanny.
Have you ever heard the one about Frank Zappa eating shit?
Oh, that sounds about right. His dad was mates with Jim Dawes' dad, working in Dow Chemical.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So I'm guessing,
Zappa denies it. Zappa denies it.
Of course he's going to die. I mean, it's not as if he's going to come out and say, "Yeah, I eat shit."
How about this one? Marilyn Manson had ribs removed so he could perform autofellatio.
I still want to see that sitcom where Johnny Depp and Marilyn Manson become roommates in an apartment. If Marilyn Manson or Johnny Depp's agents are listening, contact me. Let's make it
Then
happen.
there's the Rod Stewart rumour. Number one is Led Zeppelin's Mud Shark. While staying at the Edgewater Hotel in 1969, a guest that allows fish from their room balconies, Led Zeppelin caught a mud shark, then proceeded to use it sexually on a bound groupie. Sort of, but in a stripped. Is it true? Sort of, but in a stripped down, pathetic kind of way. The widely accepted true version of the legend is that the band's road manager, Richard Cole, caught a red snapper, and as the groupie in question was a natural redhead, he made the inevitable lame joke, applied the fish to her crimson honey pot. Don't know.
That's kind of disgusting. I'm not gonna lie.
There you go. They are supposed to be disgusting. Hollywood rumors.
Yeah. Well, there's actually quite a lot of stuff here about exorcism. Like they're saying, the exorcists use the phrase "Vade ritual satana," step back Satan. But where was going? Like, when the Catholic Church believes in exorcism, right? So when is an exorcism needed? According to the Vatican's guidelines issued in 1999, the person who claims to, according to the Vatican's guidelines issued in 1999, the person who claims to be possessed must be evaluated by doctors to rule out a mental or physical illness. Most reported cases do not require an exorcism because 20th century Catholic officials regard genuine demonic possession as an extremely rare phenomena that is easily confounded with natural mental disturbances. Well, you see, that's the thing, right? You say it's natural mental disturbance. I'm saying that mental disturbance is coming from demons. I think, like, these people, well, you know what? I'm going to apologize to them. They're probably doing it to save face. They're probably like saying, see, we are skeptical. We just provide this extremely rare service for those that need it. Right, so as the demand for exorcism increased over the past few decades, the number of trained exorcists has risen. In prior times, exorcists kept fairly anonymous. Some exorcists attribute rising demand to rising drug abuse and violence. That's interesting. Some exorcists attribute the rise in demand to exorcisms to the rise in drug abuse and violence. And yeah, it's like you get abused and you become possessed because it breaks you down to the point where demons can enter. Which leads to a suggestion that such things might work hand in hand. That's what I've been saying all along. Many times a person just needs spiritual and mental help, especially if drugs or addictions are present. Yeah. Signs of demonic invasion may vary depending on the type of demon's purpose, including loss or lack of appetite, cutting, scratching, and biting of skin, a cold feeling in the room. Yeah, this is a weird thing. This is actually a trope used a lot in Warhammer 40,000, right? But whenever there's like psychic activity going on, the room that the psyker is in will become cold to the point where frost actually forms in the room. So carrying on, point 4. Unnatural bodily postures and change in the person's face and body. The possessed losing control of their normal personality and entering into a frenzy or rage and or attacking others. Change in the person's voice. Supernatural physical strength not subject to the person's build or age. Speaking in tongue. Right, that's interesting. Supernatural physical strength. Because one of the things reported with those on PCP is their supernatural strength and just immunity to pain. And
apparently they can even punch through a windscreen, can't they?
Yeah, well, they can do it, and they'll still keep going even if they got broken bones. Like, there's reports of like people on angel dust falling from a 5-story building, landing on a bin or a car, and just getting up and running off.
I read one about some guy that cut his face off with a bit of broken glass and fed it to his dog.
Feeding it to his dog. Yeah, I mean, if you went to a medieval peasant and said, I've heard the story of a man, like, why do you think he'd do that? Well, he's possessed by demons. Simple as. It's like, what do you think, like, he took this substance called PCP Well, then you've just described a sorcerer's magic potion.
Well,
and that made him possessed by
you've
demons.
described a berserker, haven't you?
Yeah, what you told me there is sorcery's gone. He's had a foul potion that has caused him to rip his face off and feed it to his dog.
Yeah.
So supernatural. Yeah, speaking in tongues, the person cannot have learned before. Knowledge of past events the person cannot have known about. Knowledge of present
There was that
events.
woman. Do you remember that? Do you remember the story about that woman that had a bang on the head and started speaking Jamaican accent? There's a few people out there that have spoken in funny accents, haven't they? After they've had a bang on the head.
Yeah, and also like they'll start speaking another language even though they've never spoken that language before, and it's like, well, how did they learn it? And it's like, well, they didn't learn it, and that's the whole point about it. They've not encountered anybody, but those things are incredibly rare. Levitation and moving off objects and things. Now, this is an interesting thing, right? A lot of these possession cases, especially with levitation and poltergeist activity, happen when there's a pubescent girl in the house. And I think one of the things, the hormonal changes, which they don't understand, is they've got telekinetic powers, but they don't harness them. And by the time they grow up, it's kind of just been sort of calmed down. No, obviously not all pubescent girls go through this. Otherwise, everyone will be like, oh, well, we know when they come of age, because that's when, things start flying off the mantelpiece. It'd just be a common trope, but in rare occasions it does happen. Expelling of objects, things, certain animals. Intense hatred, aversion, and violent reaction towards all religious objects or items. Antipathy towards entering a church, speaking Jesus' name, or hearing scripture. Process of exorcism. The person possessed may be restrained so they do not harm themselves or any person present. The exorcist then prays and commands for the demons to retreat. The Catholic priest recites certain prayers, Lord's Prayer, Hail Mary, and the Athanasian Creed. I don't know that one. What is the Athanasian Creed?
This is quite interesting. I found one. It's called JesusTruthDeliverance.com. So there's a bit from the Bible that says, "He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it, and whoso breaketh an hedge, a serpent shall bite him." So what they're saying here is like demons. So they say demons enter through open doors. They have to be given an opportunity to enter. Every person on the face of the earth is a target of Satan's kingdom. He devised a plan to ruin and destroy each person. There is no one who is exempt. Normally Christians are hedged about so that demons can't enter into them. Yes, despite what some would adamantly deny, Christians can be demonized but not be possessed. Normally, non-Christians are also protected to a certain extent, in that the Lord does not allow demons to violate their free wills. An opening in the protective hedge must be made before demons can get into a person's body. Sin, especially continual habitual sin, breaks a hole in the protective hedge. Many times, allowing a demon or demons to actually enter into a person committing the sin. The scriptures are clear. Any dealing with the works of Satan opens a doorway in a person's life for the inflow of demonic infestation. God told the Israelites, "Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God." That's Leviticus 19:31. The scriptures also clear. Wherever a man sows, that you shall reap. Galatians, devil works in children of disobedience. I shan't bother giving all the verses. And not to give devil a foothold in one's life. If you have lived a life of blatant rebellion against God, then you shouldn't be surprised if you have issues with demons, whether you're a Christian or a non-Christian.
So here's it's a bit of an unpleasant subject, but you know those gays that are into gift giving and bug chasing and all that? Is that not a form of demon possession?
Well, they're giving into sin, aren't they?
But it's more than that. It's like what they're doing. I would say what they're doing there is a religious ritual.
Hobbit, I've got this list is list of possible demonic doorways. Do you want to listen to it?
Oh, let's go.
1. New Age meditation, such as transcendental meditation and New Age visualization.
Actually, unironically, meditation is dangerous. Yeah.
2. Practicing yoga. I fucking told you, Chris.
Practicing yoga.
Yeah, yeah. That is also
I don't know
that's
what
right.
this is. Involved.
Why is yoga? Why is yoga
It's
considered?
literally they're. Well, you know how this is what KB used to say. KB used to say that like the third world peoples, they need to be, they need to stand on their head for 3 days and all this to commune with God. All we need to do
Right.
is go into a church. So basically, when you're doing yoga, they have to put their minds in the right place to access God. So, and
Yeah.
that's what you're doing with yoga. You're opening yourself up to the lesser gods, aren't you? Hobbit, you agree with that?
Yeah. In fact, he even said more than that. It's like, an Indian might stand on one leg for a whole year to do a prayer to God, whereas you and I can go to a church, say Hail Mary or the Lord's Prayer, and that's it. We've got the same amount of spiritual effects there, but it takes them more. Yeah, yoga. The thing is, if you want to do stretching, you do Pilates. That's fine. But yoga is actual it's a proper religious
Satanism.
ritual. It's a proper religious ritual, and
Yeah.
you're summoning Kali, which, as far as I know, Kali's the devil.
Yeah.
It's got like
Okay.
it's an androgynous female with a skirt of human skulls, and just there's a whole bunch of other stuff which I'm not too interested in.
Okay.
Involved in Kundalini, or having so-called Kundalini awakening arousal activation. You any idea what Kundalini is? Hobbit?
Yeah, if you get bummed, it activates your Kundalini snake chakra, and
Yeah, it's your
Kundalini is
chakra
anal
button.
sex.
yeah,
No, there's a chakra at the bottom of your spine.
the snake
Yeah.
chakra gets
Yeah.
stimulated through
Right.
through anal sex.
The laying on of hands from someone who is demonized. Demons can transfer or receiving Shaktipat. What is Shaktipat?
I assume it's something to do with cowpats.
Fuck.
I mean, it sounds
Shaktipat.
like it.
It means psychic energy, and pata means to fall. In Hinduism, the impartation of so-called spiritual energy from one person to another.
Right.
I've got
So,
to check
yeah,
out Kundalini
cowpats.
now. There's a hyperlink to it. Kundalini is something to do with your spine, ain't your bum?
Yeah.
Being
That's what
bummed.
I said. Bottom of your spine.
Well, the base of your spine is right there.
Yeah, it's the well-known book entitled Serpent Power: Secrets of Tantric and Shaktic Yoga by Arthur Avalon. Writes on the
Stick a
back.
finger up your bum to activate the snake.
Oh, I can't. I'll bow to your superior knowledge. I'm being bummed up.
I know all about bumming for tantric superpowers, Kundalini awakening.
Chanting incantations or mantras. That's obvious, isn't it? Automatic writing or any kind of channeling.
The Ouija boards.
Yeah.
Tattoos, especially if the tattoo is an evil figure or occult symbol, scarification. How about this one? Making, it's like some of these you're going to raise an eyebrow at. Making oaths or pledges, such as to a sorority or fraternity.
Oh, interesting.
This one's pretty obvious. Making a blood pact or deal with the devil, selling one's soul.
Well, that's an easy.
Well, yeah, because I mean, a lot of
Correct.
these oaths people make, like Freemason oaths, it's a case of you promise not to divulge the secrets, otherwise your throat will get slit, and there's a ritual knife held to your throat when you're making the oath. And there's other oaths like that. I mean, like in gangs, like Bloods and Crips.
That would also be the omerta, wouldn't it? The mafia things. You have to prick your finger, don't you, during that?
Yeah, and there's the other thing, like with the Bloods and the Crips, of snitches get stitches, and it's like a case of you will get fucked up if you talk with the police. And
worship of how about this one then, Hobbit? Worship of false gods, deities, or idols, or was dedicated to one, such as Santa Muerte, ancestor worship, dirty pagans, BTFO'd.
Every time I hear about like ancestor worship, I think, well, my ancestors converted to Christianity, and it would be churlish of me to ignore them. So that's what I always say to the
fucking hell.
pagans.
This is going to start getting really spicy in a minute. Doing invocations or allowing spirits to come inside your body, obviously. Being involved with any Christian cult or any cult in general, or false religion that denies the deity of Jesus and the everlasting gospel, which includes Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormonism, Scientology, Roman Catholicism, Islam, Black Hebrew Islamite, Freemasonry, Hinduism, Taoism, Satanism, etc.
Is this from Pastor Anderson?
I think it might well be.
Yeah, because Pastor Anderson seems to think that Catholics are the devil incarnate.
Mary idolatry.
Wait,
Mary idolatry.
Yeah, Roman Catholics are devil worshippers because you worship Mary as a god. Therefore, you're.
I think a lot of these points could be rolled into one, really, couldn't they?
You don't worship Mary as a god.
Yeah, but Protestants aren't very smart. Like they just go, "Oh, you're worshipping Mary." Well, Mary is a human, therefore that's idolatry.
It is. Crystal work or crystal healing, any kind of lucky charm. Remember, lads, throw your lucky pulling pants away. Amulet, talisman, or fetish, anything considered consecrated.
I think we need to address this point in greater detail as well. Let's just face it.
Do you want the? I'll tell you what. I'll give you so you can read the list as well.
So you're saying the what was it? We did the episode with the spunk crystals. What was it?
Yeah,
jerk-off crystals.
Jerk-off crystals. I've just put it in the ghost possession. If you want to read along with me, Hobbit, you can help me out with this one.
Yeah, I just get back into this thing.
I'm down at number 14, which is crystal work. What do you want to go back to, Hobbit?
So, like, back on the Protestants. Now, bear in mind, Protestantism was a German invention, and we know how, good the Germans are. So, anything that the Germans say should be taken with a fucking huge pinch of salt. And bearing in mind that the Anglo converts to Protestantism, and a lot of them live in America. In fact, most of them do. And just for added retardation, they fluoridate their water, although they weren't very smart to begin with. So, it's debatable whether fluoride makes any difference there. So, anything a Protestant tells you about how to live a good and godly life, just use your heart, use your divination, pray to Jesus, and say, are they really doing it right here, or are they,
Dom says, I always wear a butt plug to keep the demons out.
Here we go. Step 15. Indulging in certain hip-hop or rock music.
Certain hip-hop or rock music.
Strikers. So non-demonic hip-hop.
Does that mean we
can needed?
1,000-foot crutch. 1,000-foot crutch are 1,000-foot crutch are my favourite Christian hip-hop group.
But does that mean we can play Pastor Anderson's pastor, the one who sang Jesus is my nigger? Because that's sanctified hip-hop, right? Indulging in pornography, the practice of fornication, which includes a whole bunch of examples.
Jojo Gizmo says, you're a loser when you try to sell your soul to the devil and he tells you to try cash converters.
So involved in any form of divination, such as consulting a psychic or an oracle, fortune telling. I'm reading them here. Look, the practice of fornication at 17, 18 being unequally yoked with it. Being unequally yoked.
Indulging in pornography. You missed that one out. 16, did you?
I said that one. You weren't listening to me.
Yeah, but you see 16. What's the difference between 16 and 17, really? I mean, you could knock this down to probably 25, couldn't you?
Yeah, because they say in fornication, like masturbation is a form of fornication.
Yeah. So anything that isn't like sex. But
or are
they any kind of sex? Just it has to be like missionary.
Well, pornography's fornication, isn't it, Hobbit?
Right. So bearing in mind, you're right because we're not dribbling morons. We could probably condense this down into about 10 things. But for a Protestant, it's important that you mention that.
Was this written for Americans? Is that what you're saying, Hobbit?
For a Protestant American, but also the Germans aren't very bright. You have to mention that masturbation and fornication are two separate things, and you shouldn't do either of them. I'm just very curious about number 18, be unequally yoked with an unbeliever.
There's a hyperlink there? Does that do we explain that?
Do you want to click on it?
Don't be unequally yoked.
Why is there a picture of the Walking Dead?
I don't know.
Is it? Oh wait, is this being like shagging the dead or something? I don't know.
Don't be unequally yoked, yo.
Oh, basically, okay. So don't be in a relationship with people who aren't believers. Basically, atheists. Fuck atheists.
Don't associate with non-believers. They're scum.
Fuck atheists, but only metaphorically.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, okay. So what we got? All the forms of fortune telling, right?
This one's a bit weird. Horoscopes. What? So if you accidentally read the Sun horoscope, that's it. You're going to get demon possessed.
Right. So here we go. This is what you just.
What? There's a fucking Ouija board app now. Is that what they're saying? Playing a Ouija board even on a smartphone.
Let's not go all over the place. Let's give it all the context for the Protestants amongst us, because you never know, Jaff might still be listening. So I'm going to do my best Pastor Anson impression. Involved in any form of divination, such as consulting a psychic or an oracle, fortune telling, I Ching, numerology, astrology, horoscopes, dowsing, or water witching. Fuck off, mate. Dowsing is not demon, Nancy. Tarot cards, or oracle cards, angel cards,
water witching. It is if it's called water witching. You're doing water witching, Hobbit.
Yeah, look, people can call it water witching all they like, but dowsing is a non-supernatural thing. It is probably based on like the human body as a potentiometer. Palm reading,
witching, Hobbit.
scrying. You're basically saying like, oh, you were able to turn these raw ingredients into a meal. Well, that's sorcery, mate. We only eat raw meat and raw vegetables around here. Scrying, such as crystal grazing on crystals, hydromancy. What the hell is hydromancy? What is that?
That sounds cool.
Hydromancy.
Shall we have a look?
Yeah. Scrying, crystal gazing, Oh, I see. You spell crystal gazing correctly here, but you call it grazing over there. What is hydromancy?
Hydromancy sounds cool.
Oh shit! Mirror, mirror on the wall are the words one should never say. The following will address and expose the divination of practice of scrying, especially mirror gazing, aka
Charlie. Has anyone ever heard of Charlie? I've never heard of it.
hydromancy, which is still.
All right.
Wait, isn't this kind of a double-edged sword? They're telling you not to do this stuff, but they're also telling you what it is, like stuff I've never heard of, like Charlie.
Yeah. So hydromancy is when you look into a reflecting pool.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, the Charlie challenge is a divination game in which the putative answer to a yes-no question is found by waiting for a balanced pencil to point towards the word yes or no written on a sheet of paper.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. So hydromancy is one of them. A pendulum or contacting. Oh God! Don't use a grandfather clock.
What's water witching? Is that like a golden shower at a Halloween party?
Ask Hobbit.
That's Dommy's fornication, and you're opening yourself to demons.
Oh, demons.
There is nothing woo-woo about dowsing. I can train anyone to dowse, and if you can't dowse, then there's something
water
wrong
witching.
With you,
call it by its proper name, Hobbit. Yeah. Stop trying to hide it. It's water witching.
So let's use the.
You know when those two dowsing rods cross, that's when you get possessed, mate.
So it's not using.
It all makes sense now.
It's not using the internet. It's telepathy. It's telepathic witching. It's not cooking. It's demon scrying. It's not driving a car. It's harnessing the fire and brimstone of hell itself. What else do we do every day that's mundane? Brushing your teeth.
Oh fuck! You are not gonna like 22, Hobbit. You are
brushing
not like
brushing your teeth is reaping the fields of damned souls.
We get the point.
Wait, Hemi, can we be certain we're actually talking with Hobbit or not? Just a demon possession?
Yeah, we're just talking to the demon after he's been water witching, and it just goes up through his rods, up his arm, into his brain.
So don't use pendulums. So don't get rid of your grandfather clocks because that's demons. Or contacting the dead, necromancy, as in a seance and divination games such as Charlie. Playing with a Ouija board is even on a smartphone. 20.
See, they're telling you there's I didn't even know there was a Ouija board app, and they've just told me there's a new. Like, are they advertising how to get demons, or are they trying to tell you not to?
I would go so far as to say that they are fucking with you.
Anything that alters, you're gonna get triggered when you get to 22.
Anything that alters the consciousness, especially drugs. This is a huge demonic door opener and a very common one, such as smoking marijuana, DMT, ayahuasca, crystal meth, LSD, cocaine, heroin, ecstasy, etc.
This would explain Dopey Chris.
Perhaps even some pharmaceutical drugs such as Adderall. And just as they're saying that, they didn't mention tobacco, so if I smoke some tobacco, I'm going to be all right, aren't
I? Phil's going to get triggered by the next one.
You want to do it?
Drunkenness. Hobbit, sit down, like chill, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Listening to binaural beats or new age frequency sounds, perhaps listening to subliminals.
Like, you realise my music's that.
I told you, that's why I told you get triggered.
As we say, we're talking with
the music
demon, right?
You triggered demon lover, water witcher.
Yeah. I'm just gonna summon the power of a Lucifer right here. Right, so chat.
You know the Witcher, the theme song. Toss a coin to your Witcher. It could be toss a coin to your water Witcher.
Right. So, are you listening to this, chat? Right. I'm going to summon Lucifer right now. Do we hear that sound? That is the sound of a Lucifer.
Discord, Hobbit.
Right, well, that was the sound of a Lucifer being struck, which has got fire and brimstone, literally sulfur coming off the match. And I'm breathing in tobacco smoke.
What the fuck? 33? I'm just waiting. Oh, fuck. Fraser's going to get triggered with 34.
Oh,
right,
30,
let's keep
30,
going.
30, you can't have a massive dick collection?
33's got to be a Freemasonry, right?
No, it's not, Hobbit. Go on then, Hobbit. Where are we? By hypnosis or hypnotherapy?
I'm still on 24, mate. Reiki or energy healing. Or anything to do with mystical energies or occulting. For fuck's sake, these are powers within yourself. You call down the name of Jesus and you apply healing hands on people.
Occult healing, a huge demonic door opener.
Right, what's more demonic?
Massage therapy. What? You can't even have an oily wank now.
What is more demonic, right? Calling on healing hands and healing someone of aches and pains, or going to a doctor and then giving you chemotherapy and it's like, well, it's poison and hopefully it kills the tumour before it kills you.
What the? Massage therapy, actually, therapeutic touch, craniosacral therapy. Have you ever even heard of this stuff, I bet?
Yeah, it's a head massage.
Look, right.
Head massage.
Basically, this guy, if he's saying that healing hands and head massage is a no-go, then definitely don't go to the doctors and get paracetamol because that's sorcery.
Network spinal analysis. What the fuck is network spinal analysis? That sounds really painful and possibly quite dangerous.
29, watching horror movies, don't do that.
Well, no, we haven't finished that. Hold on a bit. Reconnective healing registered trademark. What is a reconnective healing registered trademark?
You know what?
I mean, they specifically put a registered. I mean, aren't they just like bigging up the devil by putting the registered trademark logo on there? Being a light worker or being involved with light language, new age medical practices such as muscle testing, applied kinesiology. What is this stuff?
My gut feeling is telling me this website is actually worse for your spiritual health than Snopes.com. I would be more comfortable reading from Snopes than carrying on with this website. I would like to cease and desist from this now.
We need to. This is funny. Qigong, Tai Chi, and the mystical side of martial arts.
Yeah, I'm getting bad vibes from this now.
Open in the third eye, involved in any kind of occult activity, spell or magic, whether black or white, charming, witchcraft,
Hey, wait, well,
spiritualism,
hold on, right?
is the
Why have
third
we
eye
got
another
a
name
third
for
eye
the
then?
Jap's eye?
Winti Umbanda. Does anybody know what Umbanda is?
I assume that's something to do with voodoo.
Macumba, Candomblé,
Macumba, Umbanda,
Santeria,
Chikungi.
Obea.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, reconnected
Choo-choo.
feeling definitely. Yeah, it's kind of this.
Just
that,
anything that comes from Africa, basically. Watching
this
horror
reconnected
movies.
feeling is basically just opening yourself up to demon thing, believing.
How
in,
about
like,
this
healing.
one then, Hobbit? 30. Being involved with abortion or shedding innocent blood. Involved in a blood sacrifice.
Well,
Yeah, I agree
you
with
know
that.
what? That's legit, right? Because you remember there was this thing about abortion in America, and then they're saying, "Don't worry, women, you can still have an abortion. Just declare you're part of
33.
the Church of Satan, and that what you're doing is part of your religious sacrament as a sacrifice to Satan." And then you can do it because the First Amendment grants you protections, freedom of expression. So you can do an abortion as a sacrament to the devil.
Suicide attempts. Deliberately astral projecting or remote viewing. If you accidentally do it, it's fine. Deliberately
It's
doing it is
fine.
bad. Method acting, Hobbit. Method acting is bad. It's going to open you up to demons.
If you're accidentally astral projecting, that's worse because you're not in control of it. And actors used to be channeling the gods to their things.
Possessed by a demon. Then.
Yeah.
Here we go. Fraser's panties are going to go into orbit now. Dungeons and Dragons, World of Warcraft, or similar games. Certain video games.
There's a link there. I'm tempted to click it. It says.
I'm playing State of Decay. I'm pretty sure that would be a no-no on Pastor Anderson's
video
list.
games. A demonic Trojan horse is a video. Okay.
Would you say that farming simulator or Euro Truck Simulator is demons?
Okay, right. You've got a list of like top 10 like something video games that are like demonic.
Go on then. Give us some.
Right, number one. At number one, we have Taboo, The Sixth Sense. Never heard of this game. Literally a tarot card simulator. It doesn't get more occult than this. Number two, Xenogears. Now, if anyone's like,
I've heard of that
era,
game.
Hold on 1 sec. I've just got to bring back a joke from the previous one. Do you remember all those like African type religions? Interdimensional Lizard said these are all my favourite versions of Linux.
Bongo.
Right.
So number two was Xenogears, right? Yeah, everyone, if you're a JRPG fan, you know what Xenogears is.
I've heard of
Xenogears.
I never played
it. The entire game makes very many references to Kabbalah and Gnosticism. Note this bloody cross behind the title. That really wasn't an accident. Okay. So, number three, Silent Hill. Everyone
I've got
knows
to actually you just for a minute, Fraser. Just like Arkansas, Gnosticism, you don't have to pronounce the G. Like
Gnosticism.
Arkansas, the RK is silent. You just you pronounce it as Kansas.
I like to call it Gnosticism. I can't fucking read or write, obviously.
So I can kind of see. There's a lot of like.
Yeah, okay, Silent Hill. The game's premise literally hinges around a satanic cult looking to bring their demonic god into the world, such as there's a lot of occult symbology in the form
and like the icon, the save icon.
Yeah. The end boss of the first game, Samael, looks almost exactly like Baphomet, an actual demonic entity in the real life occult Freemasonic writings. Okay, next spicy one, Devil May Cry.
Because it's got devil in the title.
Lots of occult terminology, symbology in this one. Freemasonic checkerboard floors. Oh, for God's sake. All-seeing eyes. There's a 666 on a bottle of alcohol. And the good guys are referenced to as Nephilim. Odd choice, since the Nephilim in the Bible are actually the bad guys. There's also a load of New World Order references and plot points. Dante's Inferno. Anyone remember that game?
Well, obvious. Yeah, you don't even need to say it like the title alone.
When you say more, another Divine Comedy. Yeah. Diablo 3. Now, this should definitely be a portal to fucking demonic possession because it was such a bad game when it came out.
Is that the mobile game?
No,
Is
this
that
is number
is that the
3.
only thing? Is that the only thing you actually get from it? Then a demon. Is that the only thing worthwhile that comes out of that game?
Because they butchered Diablo, 2, and fucking turned it into a cartoon. That's the real crime here. Yeah.
Hey,
Another
just
game
as a
where
brief
heroes are
aside, right?
referenced
When
as
we're
Nephilim.
talking about like demon games and stuff, do you
Yeah.
remember when like
Oh,
Canada
Hobbit,
released?
you're gonna get fucking. You're gonna hate this. Number 7, Deus Ex:
Factorio.
Human Revolution.
Deus Ex, yeah,
Deus
or
Ex,
also known as Deus Ex, yeah.
Juice Ex.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
my
because
God.
Warren Spector's a Jew and he was the creator of Deus Ex, so that's why he
Deus Ex.
named the game Deus Ex. Now, here's the thing, right? We all know in South Park when they were doing that thing about mobile games, like there was the Simpsons Tapped Out, but in their one it's the Terrence and Phillip game.
Yeah.
And the kids contact the devil because there's like, Satan, why are you doing this? And it's like, oh no, this is too evil even for me. And then like the Satan investigates and finds it's the Canadian devil, which is like a little flappy headed demon, which sounds like Satan, Saddam Hussein. Hey guys, I'm the Canadian devil. Yeah.
Hey, relax, guy.
Yeah.
Right.
See,
the
just
last three,
explain.
right? The last three
Go on
are
then.
number 8, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, because you kind of possess someone, don't you?
Well, yeah, and it has the cult symbolology.
Freemasonry. Freemason.
Yeah,
He's always
pyramid.
mentioned. He's already mentioned he don't like
Yeah,
Freemasonry.
yeah.
So yeah.
Number
that should have
9.
been
Right,
33.
okay, here's interesting. Bioshock Infinite, not Bioshock 1, not Bioshock 2. Bioshock
Bioshock Infinite. Go on then. Why is
This
that?
is another one of the most anti-Christian games I've ever played. The
Ah,
entire game
yes.
represents Christianity as
Woo.
this creepy, racist cult doing very awful things, such as forcing people to be baptized before being allowed entrance to the
It's not
city.
Mormonism.
Is that
It's
Mormonism?
not Mormonism. They're also
Well, the Mormonism
obscene
do that
symbols,
weird posthumous
transhumanist ideas.
baptism.
Also paints the Antichrist as misunderstood hero, since Booker himself is portrayed as the Antichrist of this particular religion.
Weird.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 10, Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Now, I can understand this one because it literally is like you playing against gods and demons. You're a demi fucking.
But
you're
what
half
I want to
demon
know
thing.
is, has this dude played these games? That's what I want to know.
Well, no, he said that. He said Bioshock Infinite is the most demonic game I have played. So he actually, like Pastor Anderson, plays he plays shit games.
But it's
Yeah.
okay for him to do it. So where are we? Calling upon spirit guides or ascended masters, angel contact, consciousness or work, involvement with or praying to angels. So obviously he's not a big fan of Most Haunted with Derek Okora.
Derek Okora.
I like to
Look, here you
spirit
go.
guide
36
sounds.
involved in ghost hunting. See, definitely not a fan of Most Haunted, is he? Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick. It's Man of the
37.
House on the game list. It's a game where the character's goal is to fuck his 2 sisters and his mum. What the fuck?
No, obviously not. This list hasn't been obviously updated for 2022, where there's probably a load of games that could be on that
we
list
all know this one, Hobbit, and it's funny that it happens to be 37. Unwilling to forgive and having bitterness, extreme hatred towards another.
Brutus.
No, I was thinking about She Who Won't Be Named.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Being a worker of
She's like a dog with a bone, that one.
Yeah.
Which is ironic considering her diet.
Yeah. Being a worker of iniquity, stripper or frequenting strip clubs, prostitution or fornicating with prostitutes, involved in gang activity, selling drugs, stealing, constantly lying, infidel. Why do they need to list all this shit? It's all Jesus.
Remember, this is for Protestants. They're not very bright.
I'm a Protestant, Hobbit, and I'm not this stupid. Are we to American Protestants?
Your Church of England, you know that.
Oh, is that different? Is it? Oh, okay.
By another name.
Idle words. What the fuck? Idle words. Like, does that mean we're open to demons because we talk crap on the internet?
Yeah.
So, in other words, don't do shit posting.
Like Brutus should be filled to the fucking brim with demons, shouldn't he? There should be no demons left in the world. Just fucking Brutus has taken them all because he's full of them. Oh God! Involved with developing or trying to develop psychic or ESP abilities such as telekinesis, psychokinesis, or telepathy. Involved with mind control, cursing God, giving into irrational fits of rage or anger, or an extreme pride. Hobbit, do you want to do the not necessarily open doorways for demons to be inside your body, but possibly demonic open doorways into your home?
Go on. What else has Pastor Anderson got to say to us this evening?
I love what a snappy title there. Not necessarily open doorways for demons to be inside your body, but possible demonic or open doorways into your home. Well, that's real. That's when you're really going to remember that, isn't it, Hobbit?
Don't eat spicy food. That could be the tool of the devil.
So it's cursed objects, dream catchers, talisman, amulets, blah blah blah. Any occult or new age items such as Ouija boards, voodoo doll, etc. Occult magic books can also have demonic attachments, such as the 6th and 7th book of Moses. Do you know what they are, Hobbit?
Nope.
Is this one like the Catholic books? Because the Catholic Bible's got more books in it than the Protestant Bible.
Oh, is this what he's doing?
Book of Moses.
No, it's the 6th and 7th book.
6th and 7th books of Moses is an 18th and 19th century magical text originally written by Moses and passed down as hidden or lost books of the Hebrew Bible. So it's the wonderful arts of the old Hebrews taken from the Mosaic books of the Kabbalah and the Talmud. Yeah, well, that is demon stuff then, because you know we all know what the Talmud has to say about how to rape a little
tribal
girl.
objects such as masks or anything consecrated or used in false religions. Any idols such as Buddha, Hindu gods, or Mary statues. He's fucking ramming it home with the fucking Mary, isn't he? He really don't like Mary, does he, this fella?
Protestants have a hard-on for hating Mary. But they've got problems with their mother.
We're going to say Pastor Anderson for his birthday, aren't we?
Mary statue. Just inundate him with Mary statues.
Mary loves Dick.
In or near an area where spiritualistic activity was performed, perhaps someone who lived in the home before you played with a Ouija board. Well, that's possible.
Doorways the person may not have opened directly.
Doorways.
Someone else has opened.
Go on then, Farris, you can do this bit.
Right, okay. Number 1, a victim of sexual abuse or molestation. A huge demonic door opener in brackets. So,
no, I think I can agree with that one. I think he's Hobbit.
What's that?
Being a victim of sexual abuse or molestation. Huge demonic door opener.
Yeah, but being around that person will have opened it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I just that was what the
generational curses. Perhaps one's ancestors were involved with witchcraft or the occult. Okay.
Yeah, if you've got Tay-Sachs disease, you are spiritually cursed.
Hot take. 3, a victim of black magic, a witchcraft spell, a curse or hex, such as eating cursed foods or drinks or charmed.
So don't eat pork.
Curses.
Basically, this list could have one thing at the top, one thing. Anything you say, word, do, or buy, or have in your house, or have been near, or next to. Or is this basically it? Isn't it?
Basically, if you're a Protestant, you're fucked.
Basically, if you've lived and breathed and walked the earth, you're probably going to get a demon in you.
But especially if you're a Protestant,
demonic realm
was dedicated.
What? Okay. And 5, maybe childhood trauma.
Maybe childhood trauma. Maybe childhood trauma. Or it could be none of the above, Hobbits.
None of the. Well, I'm. Well, that puts my mind to rest.
You could just get a demon. That's it.
Yeah, it just happens, you know.
You get a demon, and you get a demon.
And you get demons.
It's just God testing you. Like, okay then, whatever. Ah, dear.
So, possible signs or symptoms of demonization or demonic possession. You want to read
God.
that? Feeling or sensing the demons moving on the inside of you. Well,
Ooh.
can feel like an energy or electricity crawling underneath the skin. Is that where Linkin Park get their song from?
Yeah.
Can feel the pains
In
move
my
around, feeling
skin.
pressure of tightness and movement in the head or eyes and stomach area.
What, even like after a big meal? A demon can get in you after a big meal.
Will have strong inner compulsions to do bad things that are not in their normal behavior patterns, like having bad thoughts or feelings, or to commit suicide, murder, or to molest.
Ooh.
3. Have very strong addictions to things as drugs, alcohol, pornography, or masturbation, in bondage or a slave to a certain sin. Very manipulative and controlling. Could be Jezebel
A Jezebel spirit. A narcissist. Oh, shit.
No!
Oh, shit.
No!
Here we go.
Here's something I read this morning which ties into that, right? So,
oh, how about this then? Jezebel was a prophetess of Baal. Her name is Phoenician for unhusbanded. Oh, you fucker.
Unhusbanded. So single mothers then?
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
So here's the thing I read this morning, and it was about this tranny admitting that he'd been abused as a kid and groomed into being a tranny. And one of the people on the forum sort of commented saying that, oh, here's a tweet of them saying they've done a 34-hour gooning session. And then someone else saying, how can you masturbate for 34 hours straight? And it's like, you do a lot of meth. Because also with meth, then you can't come, so that's why you're masturbating for 34 hours straight. So, I just think if ever something would lead you to demon possession and a sore fucking cock, it's rubbing it for 34 hours.
How about this one then? In the Bible, Jezebel was a powerful, wicked queen and a wife of a passive king called Ahab. She was a false prophetess who worshipped the false god Baal. Baal was the god of prosperity, harvest, fertility, and sex. Does this sound like some of the modern day gospels that some people preach? Oof. Oof. That was a fucking... Someone's going to feel that one, aren't they? Child sacrifices were common. She was killed by several eunuchs at the order of Commander Yehu.
Oh, someone speculating that the reason fag hags exist is because it's women trying to reconnect with what would be in the old days, women have eunuch servants.
What the fuck? There's about like 18 points. There's 18 points on what Jezebel. Have you read the Jezebel section? Like, you could do an episode on that alone.
I don't want to read anything more Pastor Anderson's got to say, frankly. I'm not interested. Look, I'm happy that you've accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Saviour, but you're doing a lot of heretical shit there. And you're probably still getting to heaven, but it's going to be a case of Jesus, you're talking to St. Peter, like, by the way, Jesus wants a word with you.
Basically, let's have a flick through this. I shan't read them all out. Basically, having Tourette's is one of them. Tourette's, more Tourette's.
Oh, guys. Oh, damn it. Issues with gluttony. Fucking hell, I'm possessing, boys. Let's go. Come on, you demons.
What, did you enjoy that donut a bit too
how about
much?
this one then?
Yeah.
Hearing voices or having tormenting thoughts in your head. Oh, fuck, another one. Don't like... Another NPC wrote this, I bet.
Pastor Anderson is an NPC.
Mm.
He's basically the NPC of Christianity.
Oh, self-harm. Self-harm is a demon possession, I bet. What do you think to that?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I talk about. Like, these things like schizophrenics and demon-possessed do, although I think that's a redundant phrase, is self-harm. And it's like, well, why are they doing that? That's not something you do in a rational, sane world. And of course it's not rational.
Oh, well, this one.
Because...
Many diseases and physical afflictions can be due to spirits of infirmity. Luke 13:11. I believe Morgellons disease and fibromyalgia are several examples.
What does chat say? Chat, what do you think about Pastor Anderson and all this shit? I mean, like something. Let's just read them. These are symptoms of demonic possession, not the cause. That's Bear Ray. Yeah, he's right there. Hobbit Catholics aren't at risk because the devil recognises his own. Oh, man,
wanted to flee from the
harsh.
presence of Christians.
Like Bear Ray says, is this Pastor Stephen Anderson? Yeah, that's why I've been saying Pastor Anderson all this time.
Pastor Anderson. Being depressed.
I've been called a non-believer before because I've been critical of Pastor Anderson.
Do you think God would or would not want you to feel something when you see a nice set of titties? I think God would like you to appreciate a nice set of titties.
This sounds like oh God, I'm going to sound like a Jewish psychoanalyst here, but that sounds like some seriously repressed sexuality if you don't get a boner when you're looking at fat pair of tits.
Well, uncontrollable or very powerful feelings of lust. That's what I mean, like when you see a nice pair of titties.
Well, I think what he's meaning to say there, and I might agree with this, is if
27, hold on, I've got an irrational extreme hatred for a people group, e.g. Jews, the church, etc.
This is Pastor Anderson through and through. It's just, it's
naughty kid, being a naughty kid, hyperventilation, feeling constricted, compulsive desire to tear people down.
I think
recurring
it's one thing to say getting a boner when you're looking at a pretty woman, but it's quite another to be like Indian levels of
superhuman strength. I mean, always. Don't you often get that, Hobbit?
Hard rage.
Again, like
alien hand syndrome.
Look, we've got 16 minutes left. Can we do some unexplained histories? Because I'm bored of Pastor Anderson's do not list.
Oh my God, there's more signs of demonic activity. May not necessarily be because of demonization.
Look, clearly I'm possessed by the devil, and that's why I'm uncomfortable with Hemi reading out this list. And he's clearly seen the light, and he's clearly got the word of Jesus, and he's here schooling the Catholic heretic on it. And I'm just uncomfortable because I'm a tool of the devil.
Are you a Catholic or something, boy?
Yeah, you might as well be of Satan if you're a Catholic.
He's a water witch. That's
the Catholic Church is the devil's church. Praise Jesus.
Oh shit, they got some fucking nutters in here this week. Where do you want to start then, Hobbit?
Right. Unexplained Histories. Let's go to unexplainedhistories.com.
A sheep is sentenced to jail for killing a woman in Sudan, even though there's a picture of a goat.
Well, I quite like the look of Bermuda Triangle cruise offers refunds if ship disappears.
Based.
Just
what do you do? Do you send the missus? On it? You get your money back if she don't come back.
No, you should get your money back if she does come back.
Yeah. You heard the one about the doctor rings up, says to the bloke, he says, "I'm really sorry, mate, but look, like we've got the things mixed up in the lab. Your wife, we're not sure what she's got. She's either got AIDS or a heart condition." So the bloke says, "What do I do?" He says, "Send her out running. If she don't come back, if she comes back, don't fuck her."
The one I heard is the doctor's like, I'm terribly...
It's a scandal without Pastor Anderson. If Anderson was as righteous as he pretends, he would have forced his son to marry the girl.
Oh.
Drama.
What went on? I don't know.
Pastor Anderson is Oliver Cromwell, says Dom.
Yeah, he pretty much is. I'm pretty sure. Pastor Anderson was like, Christmas? No, that's the toll of the devil. That's based on Roman paganism. Christianity. No, Jesus was not born on the 25th of December. That is of the devil. We do not celebrate Christmas in the Pastor Anderson house.
Right, what are we doing anyway, Hobbit?
Bermuda Triangle offers crews of refund ship repairs.
Go on then,
See, I didn't mangle that one. A Norwegian Prima liner has offered tongue-in-cheek refund policy to allay any concerns about the Taurus region. The vessel, which offers a 2-day Bermuda Triangle-themed cruise from New York to Bermuda for $1,800, has moved to reassure its passengers by promising to refund their money in the unlikely event of their mysterious disappearance during the voyage. Don't worry about disappearing on the Bermuda Triangle tour, Hoogie-Burger. The tour has 100% return rate, and your money will be refunded in the rare chance you disappear. The region, which covers an expansive ocean in North Atlantic between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, is synonymous with the... Oh, sorry, I have to do it in that way. Puerto Rico is synonymous with the unexplained disappearances of ships and airplanes, often with no trace of them or their crews ever being found. Well, we know the reason for that. Swamp gas over Venus. The particular tour of the infamous region has long proven popular with fans of the mystery, and even features guest speeches such as Nick Redfern and former MOD UFO investigator Nick Pope, the UFO dope.
Nick Pope, the government dope. We still need to arrange that fight in the pub car park between him and Zero, don't we?
So far, however, the cruise line has managed to avoid losing any of its passengers, but there's still time. Right, you do one. I'm going to do some washing up.
Oh, shit. No, Hobbit. I was going to do... Well, I'm not even going to do this one, but... You know we can't go once the speed of light. What if we went twice the speed of light? Has he gone around? Fucking hell, you weren't hanging around, was he?
Already, yeah. All right, fucking...
So, you know the speed of light...
He's water divine, isn't he? He's a water witch. He's got a fucking...
Yeah. Been demon-possessed, hasn't he? Oh, God. As far as we know, it's not possible for a person to move twice the speed of light. We can't even do half the fucking speed of light, you idiot.
I can't even do 1/10 the speed of light.
Yeah, it's just like a fraction of the speed of light. I don't think we can even do that. However, for certain strange particles... Oh, God, miracle particles now, Fraser. For certain strange particles, travelling twice the speed of light might be possible, and it might send those particles back in time. What, twice as far as if you went once the speed of light?
Oh, twice as fast, right?
Oh, God, I can't stand this theory bullshit. Can you?
Wait. So traveling back in time actually takes time for it to happen, right? So if you do it twice as fast, then it goes twice as fast traveling back in time to the certain point you want to get to, right?
So if you're going twice as fast, does that mean you get back in time quicker, or you go further back in time?
Yeah. Obviously, there's a waiting thing like an elevator. I wonder if they have elevator music on that as well, like. You know, while you're waiting to get to the second floor or something, you know.
This is bollocks, isn't it? It's just absolute fucking bullshit, isn't it? Oh, dear. So basically what they're saying is, according to this theory, the speed of light operates as a universal speed limit on anything with mass. You know, like we said, like you can't even do like 1/10 the speed of light. So like how you can prove any of this bullshit, nobody knows.
Yeah. Where were you reading from? Right, okay.
So to accelerate an object with mass, we have to add energy. The faster we want the object to go, the more energy we'll need. The equations of relativity tell us anything with mass, regardless of how much mass it has, would require an infinite amount of energy to be accelerated to the speed of light.
Yeah.
So, but all the sources of energy we know are finite, they're limited in some respect. Indeed, it's plausible the universe only contains a finite amount of energy. That would mean there isn't enough energy in the universe to accelerate something with mass up to the... But, like, they don't even know any of this stuff. It's just all, like, hypothetical, isn't it?
Indeed, yes. This is modern science, of modern physics, yeah. It's all hypotheticals now.
But, like, this universal speed limit applies to anything with what we might call ordinary mass. There are, however, hypothetical particles called tachyon with a special kind of mass called imaginary mass. Fraser, you ready for the next bit? There is no evidence that tachyons exist. We made it up. It's not real. It's bollocks. It's shit. It's total crap. It's like, I can't stand reading these quote-unquote fucking science articles.
Oh my God.
I fucking loathe science.
Hobbit, have you read any of this bullshit?
What one have you just read?
Get a load of this.
The twice the speed of light one. Just like, get a load of this. Like, well, they literally say, like, there are these things called tachyon that have a special kind of mass called imaginary mass, but there's no evidence that tachyons exist, Hobbit.
remember there's a but here. But according to relativity, their possible existence can't be ruled out. That's right. Some guy's fucking theory.
But that's like saying that, you
He
can't rule
created
out
to
that all the
disprove
angels are dancing on the head of a
ether.
pin. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're just going to dismiss the theory of the ether, which actually works with the electric universe model.
You know why the general relativity was it general relativity first came about? Yeah, was it no, it was special relativity. Sorry, right. Special relativity came about because there was an experiment. I think it was called Airy's failure, and basically,
Oof! Fucking hell! By Ray said something nutsocks and paedophiles have in common. They were both molested as kids. Oof! Fucking hell!
Oh, ouch!
Well, I don't know about the Nat Sox being molested. What?
Jesus!
Really?
Shots fired.
Is this? Is there a citation for this, Bayer? I need.
Hold on. Oh, sorry.
Context.
By Ray said, I just did the conversion. The fastest a man-made object has ever gone is 0.0002 of the speed of light. So, God, exactly. I don't even know what that is as a fraction.
0.002, right? 3 noughts, 3 zeros after the decimal, yeah?
Yeah.
And then a 2. So that's... Well, yeah, that's 1,000th of... Well, what 1,000th would be...
0.0001.
Yeah, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. So, anyway, Hobbit, what were you saying about tachyon? What do you think to tachyons then, Hobbit?
Well, look, we have ether in the electric universe model, which explains things pretty well. But then you have all this bullshit about dark matter, dark energy, and tachyons, and neutrinos, and quarks, and all this other shit which doesn't make any sense and can't be proven anyway.
Have you done an episode on Einstein yet? Because that guy needs some serious debunking.
Debunking? Yeah, he needs debunking.
What you mean? You mean Mr. Eisenstein, the plagiarist?
Mm.
The guy who literally made shit up out of his arse to disprove a theory.
How about this one then? That said, relativity does allow for the existence of wormholes. A wormhole is a shortcut between any 2 points in space, while a star might be 4.5 light years away in normal terms, might be only a few hours away via a wormhole. If there are any actual wormholes, they would let us travel to great distances in a very short period of time, allowing us to get to the farthest reaches of the universe within a single lifetime. Are you ready for it? Unfortunately, like tachyons, wormholes remain entirely hypothetical.
Dun, 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 dun.
I fucking love science.
One day, guys,
isn't science amazing? Like,
guys, just keep watching this computer-generated
I just make up a load of bollocks and everybody believes it. Science is amazing.
Isn't it funny how everything that Einstein hypothesized is suddenly getting discovered? It's weird, that, isn't it? Weird, exactly like he said it would. Oh, but that's proof that it's true, right? Well, could they not, be making shit up? Theory before the fucking...
No, it is all correct. And for you to doubt our glorious sciences...
It's true. It's real.
It's you being blasphemous.
Up. It's absolutely true.
It's
real.
Like when they came out and said, oh, we actually have a picture of a black hole now, and then it's just a pixel on the screen.
Why'd you blaspheme against science, Fraser? You must not blaspheme the science.
Interdimensional Lizard says they're called tachyons because they just tacked onto the existing theories.
Yeah, I like that. You must accept science. To not blaspheme against science means you are anti-science.
It's just that they call tachyons with a special kind of mass called imaginary mass.
Well, but even tachyons are made up. I know that's my favourite bit. But even tachyons are made up.
Yeah, but saying all this shit, it's like saying, hey, they asked if I had a degree in theoretical physics, and I said, theoretically, I've got a degree in theoretical physics.
They're not far wrong, are they?
Hey, here's the best bit. Despite the fact we can't genuinely travel faster than light, we can still try to imagine what it would be like to do so.
Despite making up only 13% of the scientific community, these claim 56% of all the research grants.
Not as good as the shark one we read the other week.
He was part of the rest of the scientists, scrabbling for the other 40%. It's like, I need to research shark sleeping.
Have you figured out how sharks sleep? No, but I've spent some money though.
Look,
Hey,
give
can
me
we
another 5
electrify
million.
this shark's arsehole to next time? Can you add some
Look,
more money, please?
just give me another $5 million and another like 5 years, and
Yeah.
come back to me then, and I'll tell
Yeah.
you how far I've got.
Oh dear, have you seen they found a new dinosaur, the Dragon of Death, pterosaur?
Oh no, is it
Oh,
a
but
new
dragons
one?
aren't
Another
real.
new dinosaur.
Yeah,
But dragons aren't real, but dinosaurs are.
yeah.
The Dragon of Death. Petrosaur.
That's
discovered.
taking the piss, isn't it? I mean, it's like dragons aren't real, dinosaurs are. However, we're calling this one the Dragon of Death. But dragons totally aren't real, bro. Trust me, I'm a science man.
Well, this sounds quite interesting. Rare 17th century book on alien life discovered. In 1698, the book offers a unique look into how people from the time perceived the possibility of extraterrestrial life.
You mean demons?
Yeah.
Demons.
Look,
So...
if Aleister Crowley summons a demon called Lamb, who looks like the little grey alien,
yeah,
what is that then?
So it says, what's it called? Many of the ideas and conclusions Huygens reaches in the book seem a bit strange by today's standards, however they are consistent with the science of the time. He speculates that intelligent aliens might have hands like our own due to their convenience, and that they might also have human-like feet, unless they have developed the ability to fly. What the fuck is this shit?
Well, if you ask the Japanese, the aliens have all got tentacles because
He also suggests these beings are likely to pursue many of the same sports and interests that we do, such as astronomy, sailing, and listening to music. But they're also likely to be afflicted with poverty, war, and other misfortunes. Basically, aliens. They're just like us.
So in other words, aliens, they're like the Danish. They're a bit like the Germans, but not quite.
They probably wouldn't stoop to having poo shelves. I think. God, could you imagine his horror at finding out about the poo shelf?
Yeah, but the Danish are still pretty weird. Like the Danes will allow you to do euthanasia at any age. So you say you're 35 years old and you've done all the drugs and you're a bit depressed now. It's like, I'll go and kill myself. Go to the doctor and get euthanized.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in some ways, the Danes are the lesser known Germans.
They're lesser known, like the Germans, but less so.
But like Germans have done some good things, like people like BMW cars. Danes also do good things because I like Lego. So Danes aren't all bad.
What do we got here? Loch Ness Monster, a modern story.
Oh, Bear Ray actually makes a very good point. Look up the medieval paintings of dragons. They're very similar to depictions of dinosaurs as we show them today.
People riding on them or something?
Yeah, there's also paintings of people riding on dinosaurs, but there are also giants riding on dinosaurs, which look like people riding camels until you see the size of them compared to normal people.
Man claims to have been abducted by aliens at least 60 times.
Yeah.
58-year-old now resides in Filey, North Yorkshire, claims he's been abducted by extraterrestrials several dozen times over the last 4 decades. It usually happens on a Saturday night after he's been to the pub. No, his first experience happened at the ages. He has quite a few out-of-body experiences after going to the pub. His first experience happened at the age of 16 while he was riding home on his motorbike. Well, let's just hope he hadn't been engaging in any chakra stuff. Could have been.
I've had an out-of-body experience on alcohol. Have I told this story before? It's New Year's and I woke up. I heard someone. So it's New Year's night, and I was over at my relatives, and I got blackout drunk, passed out, missed both New Year's because I was going to drink for both Belgian New Year's and English.
This is fucking mint. This story is mint. No Hobbit. This probably tops that. But anyway,
I woke up to hear the sound of someone being sick, and I thought, oh, poor them. I'm glad it's not me. And then I'm just floating through the rooms as you do when you're a disembodied spirit. And I was like, I recognise that person. They're drowning in their vomit, and that's my body. So I went back into my body and got up and spat the vomit out, and then I didn't die. So now I'm alive to tell you the story of the time I had an out-of-body experience because I was that drunk.
His first experience happened at the age of 16 when he was riding home on his motorbike. This story is fucking mint. If you're gonna have an alien abduction story, you want this one. He recalled going through a tunnel and ending up in a room like a dentist's office, where he encountered 15-foot humanoid entities who were like Dracula but without the sharp teeth. You know this one, Fraser.
No. I was reading about the dinosaurs.
He claims the alien visitors recruited him to participate in an intergalactic war. I had some. I think he might have had the Davy Bowie treatment because I had some sort of tube pushed down my throat. Whatever liquid they pumped into me, it turned me into one of their super soldiers. He said.
Boom.
For the past 30 years, I've been part of their army fighting the opposing race, the Dragos, which are tall and scaly with heads like dragons. I've been gone for years, and people don't realise. As 4 hours here is 4 years on one of the planets I've been to. In addition to taking part in numerous intergalactic battles, Kellett also claims to have met up with other abductees aboard the alien spacecraft, including fellow UFO enthusiast and singer Robbie Williams. I'd rather my truth get out here rather than other people's lies, he said.
Where Ray says, Alphabet Cat says Danish bacon is good. Yeah, funny enough, I was talking with the Dane, and he says, you guys, you did this marketing ploy about free range because us Danes we'd never have free range. You see, it's too cold in the winter to have our pigs outdoors. So of course all of our pigs are barn pigs. Whereas because it's warmer, you can have outdoor pigs even in winter. Well, they do come in the barns.
So I'm reading this thing about this dinosaur one, right, on the Dragon of Death. So let's circle back to this, but I've been reading an article about it, and this strikes me as a bit weird. The fossils are found during excavations for a civil construction project, right? About 500 miles, 800 kilometers outside Mendoza's capital city, also named Mendoza, okay? That seems fairly, bog standard, right? But Ortez and his team were supervising the dig when they discovered fossil fragments within the floodplain deposit. So the excavation team who found the fossils were already at this civil construction site supervising it? Why were they there?
I can answer this one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever there's like a dig being done, archaeologists who've got nothing better to do, they do literally hang out there. And the reason being is because if there's any
don't they have to run it through the archaeology? Yeah, because I've been on a few building sites and they've moaned about having to have the archaeologists.
Yeah, because the archaeologists are basically there sticking their nose in when it's not wanted. You're just trying to lay foundation, and they go, "Oh, I found a bit of pottery here. Well, you're gonna have to stop doing your work whilst we, investigate this all."
So that's nothing suspicious then, right?
It's a bit of a it's like a standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's just a bit. It just someone who's not.
I'd assume that they have to have a reasonable suspicion because archaeologists aren't going to go in on every single
exactly.
dig
that's what I'm saying.
On.
Like surely if the diggers then found something, right, they would then call in the archaeologists.
Whoa! They prefer to be known as diggers. You use the hard R. Diggers.
Diggers. Yeah. Those diggers, man.
Yeah.
If those diggers, right.
Don't you be using diggers? My nigger.
Yes.
We're into the third. We're into the third hour, Hobbit. So
So
just
we're fine.
Right. Sounds like Hobbit's tired now. So.
Well, I was going to say after the first hour, YouTube
Hobbit, you were going to comment on my comment.
Imagine having out-body experiences are very bad if you're concerned about demonic possession. Well, it's worth knowing, things can get into you, and unfortunately, we don't really talk enough about this. And I think it's like, if you've got kids, you should probably be saying to them, look, there are things, ghosts and goblins, they are real, and you've got to keep your wits about you. There are certain things you can do which will bring them in, and if you do, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And you also got to find a way to say it to your kids, not like Pastor Anderson. It's like, hey, all this cool stuff, don't do it because then demons.
Yeah, be
'Cause
a
if you
nerd.
do that, then they'll be like, yeah, just be Ned Flanders, basically.
Yeah.
Look, being Ned Flanders isn't going to get you into heaven. And if it is going to get into heaven, it's going to get you into Jehovah's Witnesses heaven, which is going to be very boring. Do you want to go to Jehovah's Witness heaven, or do you want to go to heaven where Caravaggio and Vangelis are hanging out?
Yeah.
I know which heaven I want to go to.
At least you start saying Vangelis, not Vangelis anymore. I bet.
Jealous, Gellis, potato, tomato.
Jealous.
Oh, is this like Arkansas?
Right, are we done?
Arkansas?
Were you wrapping something up, Fraser?
Yes. Shifty eyes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I thought you were wrapping something up.
Oh.
I thought
no.
we put you off your stroke.
No. I was just curious about the
dirty.
that was all.
Dirty.
It just seems
that's it. We were talking about archaeology and stuff. It's quite standard operating procedure. They get the wildlife people in, they get the archaeologists in, they have a poke around.
Right. Okay. But that, to be there before they find something that's normal then.
But again, it speaks towards like the weird archaeology stuff that it's 500 miles out the way of anywhere, like where nobody has like conceivably lived before.
Oh, speaking of which, I learnt a new term today in response to digging. So mainstream science refers to mud flood as cultural layers.
Cultural layers.
Yeah.
This is where I was heading to, mud flood. It's that again, it speaks to the like as soon as anyone digs in the ground, like they just assume that like 500 feet below the any digging that goes on, you're going to uncover history because it's all been buried.
Well, yeah, because generally they say that per foot or like meter is like millions of years or whatever, or hundreds of thousands of years worth of cultural layers they've built up, right?
Yeah.
Yep, cultural layers.
Yeah.
We're just cultural layers now,
bro.
are we?
It's just cultural layers, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, guys, everyone, the biggest conspiracy in the world was actually everyone did bury the basements in the 1900s.
Well, look, it was the fashion. Keeping Up with the Joneses. Yeah. Oh, he's buried his first floor and now it's a basement. Yeah. Right. Well, we got to do the same thing.
Yeah. We got to flatten that.
So societally, we was Fritzels and shit.
Yeah, our streets, our American streets that we've mapped out, and planned out. They were pretty like flat and straight to begin with, but let's just add another layer to make it.
And just remember, cars can't go up hills, can they, Hobbit?
That is very true. It is impossible for cars to go uphill.
I'll take it. He never answered that. He was treating that comment with
no. I've been on Twitter many times since, and
he's never
no
replied,
response. Yeah.
Can't go.
He pooped his pants and run away.
Oh.
He did a Jerry Nadler. Yes.
He Jerry Nadlered himself. Right, and that's us done. So good night, peoples.
He